So in the Scandinavian Defense, there's a really cool trap. I showed you the Tennyson Gambit already. That's probably the most popular one in the Scandinavian. I will link a video of that at the end of this video. But here we're going to go over a rarer trap, but a much cooler trap, and probably a trap that will work more times than not than the Tennyson Gambit. So this comes out of just a typical exchange after black plays d5, the Scandinavian, knight c3. Black has two options here, two legit options, queen d8 or queen a5. That's usually what black plays in the Scandinavian. Let's say queen a5. This is what black has to play for us to try the gambit. And now we're just going to, this is a very common position. That's why I say this trap is more likely to happen against a good player than the Tennyson Gambit. Here we play b4. Now after b4, the best move for black is just to take. And usually that's what you're going to see. And then we play knight b5, threatening check on c7, winning the rook. Black's going to play queen a5 here. That's the best move, but it's also a very reasonable move, so it's not hard for black to find. So you're probably going to see queen a5, just simply defending c7. And here we're going to set up the trap with bishop c4, just a clean developmental move, nothing fancy. Well, it's about to get fancy, but it doesn't look fancy. It's just a simple developing move. But black, I'm going to show you after I show you this trap what black should play. Black has three technically reasonable moves here, but two good moves here that they should play, and black's actually slightly better, or actually -1, a little bit over -1. So you shouldn't play this opening trap in a tournament game, probably, if you take chess seriously and you're playing against really good players. But if you're playing online, if you're playing with your friends, this is totally fine. And it'll catch a lot of players, actually. So black will usually play, though, a lot of times, most casual players, something like c6 or a6 to kick out the knight. They're both bad, and they both lead to this move, which is really stunning. It's bishop takes f7. And now after the king takes, it looks like you just lost a piece. You didn't, because queen h5. Now, the point behind queen h5 is it's taking advantage of a possible discovered check with the knight. Notice how black's king is technically undefended. Queen, I'm sorry, is technically undefended. So here, let's say black just blocks, first of all. It does nothing because we have this check. And after black takes, we just win the queen. And we're completely winning. So black has two options. With the king, it can move to f6 or e6. If it moves to e6, it loses the queen right away. So that's not a good idea. So let's say black comes to f6. Okay, now there's no way to take advantage of this discovered check because there is no discovered check. There's a discovery, but it's not with a check. So for that reason, we have to just continue developing because black's king is in a bad position. So we develop and we check and attack the king. And again, here, if black does something like goes to e6, we have that same discovered check winning the queen. So black here is going to play e5. That's the best move. But now we have check. Again, if black comes to e6, we have check. Or actually even better now is c7. With the bishop here, this just adds too much of an attack. But that's another story. This position's over. Let's say black comes to e7. That's the best move. Now here, the best move for white and a really nice move is knight c7, and that seals the deal because white is covering the first two squares over here, but now the knight takes care of the third. So now black cannot step up at all, and this threatens checkmate. So that's a really good move. And if black does something to stop it, like bishop d7, or let's say g6 would probably be more common because it's stopping that threat and it's attacking the queen. Now we still have that discovery again. We just play bishop f6 after black takes. We win the queen. We're good. And we're going to go on, hopefully, to win that game being up a queen. But you never know. Okay, so after bishop c4, I want to go over something because some players who are familiar with the trap get it backwards and will actually think it's okay to play queen h5 instead of bishop takes f7 right away, thinking it's the same thing because, well, what's the problem? Let's say we have something like this. Well, we still can do something like that and take the queen. But the problem here is now black can just play king d8 and black's completely winning. And if you think, okay, well, I don't have any checks and he's attacking my knight. Now we're in the same position black is. If we just move our knight, now we're the one getting taken and that's not good. So The other side of a coin of a discovered attack is a pin. So you can look at this as a discovered attack possibly, or black can look at this as a pin. So we have to look at, you know, the glass both half full and half empty, whatever, however you want to look at it. But here, if you're thinking you can get out of this by using tactics and saying, I'll take this pawn and attack the bishop. So if black takes, well, now I'm just going to take the bishop with check and we're good. But that's not what's going to happen, because black can defend the bishop with knight h6, attack the queen, and still attacking the knight. So after you move your queen out of the way, let's say, you're just going to lose a piece, and that's game over. So don't play queen h5. You have to play bishop f7 right away. That's the move. However, let's just backtrack a little bit. Black actually is winning in this position if you do play the gambit. That's why I don't recommend you play in a serious tournament game by any chance, because all black has to do is play either knight c6 here, and now this gambit doesn't work because after all this, let's say the king comes here even, the black's still winning here because even if you do this check, well, the knight's defending the queen, so this doesn't matter. Also, another good move that black can play is e6. That stops, you know, the actual check, the actual sacrifice. Or black could just play knight f6. And again, the point behind this is, well, if you throw in this check and he takes, you can't come to h5 because the knight will just simply defend. Anyway, hopefully you guys found that video helpful. If you did, check out this one on the Tennyson Gambit. I'll catch you guys next time.